Call this meeting of the Atwater City Council to order June 24th, 2019 at 6:13 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance, Ronald. Please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the invocation by Pastor Rich Miller. Where you at? There you are.
All right. Yes, I'm here. Thanks. Let's go ahead and pray. Father, thank you so much for all that you've done for us and all that you've given to us. Thank you for the opportunity that we have to come together tonight. And Father, we do just thank you once again for our country. And Lord, as we get ready to celebrate the 4th of July and we think about our independence as a nation, we think about our forefathers and mothers who gave so much that we could have this great country. We just pray that you'd help us to have hearts that are thankful. We pray that you'd help us to have lives that are dedicated to the preservation of this union. And Father, we pray that you'd bless our city council tonight, our mayor, all those that will be representing the community. Father, use this time now for your honor and glory, we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call.
Ambrose.
Here.
Kale.
Here.
Raymond.
Here.
Vieira.
Here.
Creighton.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Report out from closed session. City Attorney.
Mayor, there were several items considered by the City Council at tonight's closed session. However, no reportable action was taken.
Approval agenda as posted or amended.
Motion to approve the agenda as posted.
Second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Vieira.
Kale.
Yes.
Ambrose.
Yes.
Vieira.
Yes.
Raymond.
Yes.
Creighton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Ceremonial matters, reserve firefighters, Chief Slate. You want to take over here? This is your agenda item, so let everybody know what's going on. And
So thank
we
you,
can
Mr.
assist
Mayor,
if you need
council
assist.
members. Have all three brand new Atwater City Reserves up here today. We're hoping to take a few minutes to thank them first, welcome aboard, and then if Captain Lopes might be able to. Captain Lopes is going to talk briefly about the reserve program, everything that they've gone through, a couple minutes, and then we'll get them badges pinned on them. So.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. Perfect.
Testing. Okay, here we go. Why don't you guys come up here? You two come on up here, and we're going to let you guys run the show. I'm going to sit back down. Well, actually, I'm going to stay out here. Council, why don't you guys come on down here and join us? We have some new members, so it's pretty important. These guys are coming to our city, and they're going to be your reserve firefighters working at our stations, putting out fires, doing medical aids. So it is a big deal. I think it's important that the chief and, are you a captain?
Yep.
Captain Lopes here. Chief, captain, everybody outranks me. I got chief here, chief there. So I'm going to let you take it over, but I wanted the council to come down here and be part of this, so you guys come on in, please. So why don't you guys move over here? I'm going to step aside a little bit and let you take it away.
Perfect. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Blaine Lopes. I'm the fire captain at Station 42 off of Avenue 2. I'm also the lead for the reserve program. So recently we've just completed my second hiring for the reserves. We did one last year where we hired 10. This year we hired 3 new ones. They went through an arduous process. It started off with an application review. They needed to meet the minimum requirements for that. Once they passed that process, they went into a physical agility test. I'm proud of my physical agility test. It's one of the toughest ones I can do. And we got 3 out of that, and they completed it with flying colors. From that point on, it goes into an interview process where they're asked a certain amount of questions regarding the fire service and what they can contribute to the fire service. Once they complete that, they're hired onto the program. They go through the paperwork, everything there, and then we continue into what I call the Basic Skills Program. Through the Basic Skills Program, they go over hazmat, confined space, public first aid, fire behavior, auto extrication, wildland firefighting, anything that they're going to be dealt with, that's what they go through. It was tough. It was hard. They also went through a physical, what would you say, a good PT program through it, which went really well. I enjoyed it. That's one of my favorite things to do. And recently, the last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, they just had their live burn in Chowchilla, where they were able to Madera County was given a house that they can use to burn, and they got a really good experience through that. So with that, applications are always open for the reserve program with Atwater. You can get it off the Atwater webpage, and also our Facebook and Instagram page. There's a link to it. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our new reserves family members. We have family members who will be.
He wants to say something real quick.
Oh, perfect.
No,
During that, family members should start coming up.
so these new reserve firefighters will actually do shifts at the fire station. So I wanted to mention that they'll be there for either a 12 or a 24-hour shift, working side by side with CAL FIRE employees through the contract. But it's a very good program, so if you know people that are interested and want to give back to the city of Atwater, come get an application at either fire station or online the city's website. Great program, and they're doing it just for the experience and the training. It's not necessarily for the money, that's for sure, but it's a great program, and I can't thank you gentlemen enough. So, thank you.
Have
The
them
family.
introduce themselves real quick, each one of them, and then their families come on up.
My name's Cesar Castaneda Nunez, and I actually live here in Atwater, so it's privilege and honor to serve you.
I'm Bradley Wooliver, and I actually don't live in Atwater. I live in Los Banos.
I'm Noah Ortega. I'm moving out of Atwater, however, my family still resides here, so I look forward to helping out the community. That's about it.
So family members, come on up. Let's give them a great round of applause, guys. Okay, so do you want to have the family, you guys figure out how you want to do the badging, so I'll let the chief explain that.
Yeah, what we'll do is let the family members actually pin the badge. They could get a picture when they're pinning. Oh, sorry.
So Cesar, who'll be your brother? All right. There you go.
Pastor, can you come up closer and get a picture? Big moment, guys. Next one. All right, Bradley. That's his father. So as we wait for his father, no pressure, but we're all waiting. No, I'm just kidding. What a great moment. I tell you, I'm really proud of these guys for what they've done. Our fire department, working with these guys coming in from Los Banos, and Atwater, and Modesto, and everywhere else, so congratulations. So who's this pinning on you here?
My sister Anna.
His sister Anna. Look at the cameras to your left when you get it done. Wow, how exciting. Congratulations, guys. Thank you. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. If the family wants to take a quick picture, we're going to take like 2 minutes for the family members to come up and get pictures so you guys don't get rushed. So please come up. here earlier before they got called out. Oh, they're all back. Why don't you guys come up here real quick, because everybody home can't see you. So our new firefighters, can you guys all get up here with the whole crew? We want everybody home to see you.
This right here is Station 41 and Station 42 personnel, so they came over here to support the new reserves badge pinning.
You guys get up here closer this way. There you go.
We're missing one, Captain Ayuso. Where is he at? Oh, okay.
Got him back in time, though.
So we'll go through and do introductions, the three new reserves, and then Captain Lopes, everybody already met.
My name's Chris Butler.
My name is Matt Gomes.
I'm Chris Idiart.
Also, Chris Ediart is new to the city of Atwater. He's our new engineer.
He just said that Chris is a new engineer to the city of Atwater. Give these guys a great round. They're out there protecting you guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, well, we bet, hey, wait a minute. We have a late entry here, folks. One more. And there you have it, our entire fire department. Oh, yeah. John, I guess we should get back down there, huh?
Check. All right, we have the Buhack Colony High School baseball team. Here, come on up, you guys.
So who's this, John?
This is the Buhack Colony varsity baseball team. And sorry we're getting to this so late. And half your team, over half, a bunch, are gone on summer break. So we want the council wanted to make sure that we congratulate you on becoming the Central California Conference Championship. And we always love it when one of the high school teams win the conference championships. So congratulations. Do you want to say a few things?
Yeah, I'll just introduce my guys here. So I have Antonio Cortez, who was a first-team pitcher for the CCC. Jake Sapien was first-team third base. And our catcher, RJ Garcia, was the MVP of the CCC. And my assistant head coach, soon-to-be co-head coach, Joseph Medeiros. So those are the guys I have with us today. So we had a real good year. This is our I think we've had varsity baseball for 16 years, and this is our 10th league championship. So we won it last year as well. We won the big Fresno Easter Classic tournament this year, where we defeated Clovis High School in the championship. We had a great run in the playoffs, just came up a little bit short, finishing as the section runner-up. But these two guys will be back next year. RJ will be continuing his baseball at UC Davis. So real proud of these guys and what we accomplished this year. So it was a real good year for us.
So on behalf of the city of Atwater, we present you guys with a certificate of recognition for being the league champions. Keep winning. You guys are doing great. And when you guys are all playing pro ball, can I get a ticket? So thank you guys. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Good job. Presentations, monthly verbal report by Merced County District 3 Supervisor Darren McDaniel.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. A little hot out there today, but I think we all survived. I'd like to report out, give you an update. Merced County passed its proposed budget last week. It was $670.1 million. It's actually an increase of $45.6 million over last year. A lot of the increases we're seeing is coming from one-time expenditures that we have gotten, and I have to thank Assembly and Gray for getting us money from the state directly to fund some one-time projects that we're working on here at the county. And a lot of it, we're seeing employee costs continue to rise as we continue on. Our county budget will be finalized in September. The reason why we can't finalize the budget until September, we are an extension of the state government and the federal government. We have to allow them to pass their budget before we have real numbers to pass ours. The legislature and the governor are still working to finalize their state budget package, and the governor has until Thursday, June 27th to sign or veto the state budget bill. As of today, several budget trailer bills are still on his desk for veto or signature. The Senate Assembly Budget Committees are meeting today. I'm sure they're still in meetings at this point. There's a lot of rider bills that can affect the county very closely. IHSS, which is in-home services, that affects us directly. We're hoping the governor is going to stand with us. Right now, we are on the hook for 4% of their salaries, and at this point, there's a move to try to make it to 7%. So you're seeing in a small county like ours, 7% on something like that is almost double of what we anticipate, and you can see it could be an effect. The Public Health Department was also accredited by the Public Health Accreditation Board on June 11th. The department was notified on Monday, June 17th. The department had a celebratory party in recognition. We had all of from our congressman, state senator, and assembly members there to congratulate them. We're also continuing to work on this. I think I've mentioned this probably for the past couple years, but Leuna is continuing to express interest in developing a training facility at Castle. This would be a direct benefit on our goals, which will teach their students how to properly demolish and dispose materials. Kind of sounds like fun. Be a good training. We also I want to bring you up to date on some homeless that we're continuing to work on here. CEO staff conducted a conference call with the Central California Alliance for Health Capital Grant Program staff and potential funding for a navigation center. Suggestion was made to identify the 3 to 5 year operational budget, as well as having a navigational center operator apply for the grant. The county will not operate it on our own. We'll be looking for outside contracting services to do that. But what we're doing is we're looking at a low barrier. I know I presented this before you before, but we're coming up with a new low barrier transitional center to help these folks. Hopefully we can deter them from going homeless or be able to help them get them direct services right from the beginning. It'll both have a courtyard, outdoor and indoor facility. Some folks still don't want to go indoors, but we can provide a safe area for them to be until they're ready to come indoors. That's all I have. Do you guys have any questions?
So you say this is a county project then?
This is a county project, yeah. This is in Merced.
Saw the plans, looks good. Execute.
Any other questions from our past board meeting? Is there any comments?
That would need to be agendized.
Thank you, Supervisor McDaniel.
You got it. Thank you.
Consent calendar.
Background information has been provided on all matters listed under the consent calendar, and these items are considered to be routine. All items under the consent calendar are normally approved by one motion. If discussion is requested on any item, that item will be removed from the consent calendar for separate action.
I make a motion that we approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Prior to that, are there any items on the consent calendar that City Council wants to remove for separate possible action? Seeing none. Any members of the public who'd like to speak regarding any items remaining on the consent calendar? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment. We have a motion and a second. Motion by Kale, second by Raymond.
Raymond?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Ambrose?
Yes.
Kale?
Yes.
Creighton?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Public hearings, item number 8, resolution adopting 2019-2020 fiscal year budget and approving fund expenditures and fund transfers, amending miscellaneous fee schedule, and amending classification plan and approving salary schedule. City Manager Waterman.
Mayor and City Council, I would request that you open the public hearing and receive any testimony regarding the proposed 2019-20 fiscal budget and amendments to the miscellaneous fee schedule, and continue the public hearing to July 8th, 2019, and also adopt Joint Authority Resolution 309419 and Resolution Number AFPD 22019 and Resolution SA 20194, authorizing the city manager, executive director to continue making required expenditures to meet current or immediate financial obligations related to city operations until the 2019-20 fiscal year budget is adopted.
At this time, we'll open it up to the public comment. Any members from the public that come forward on this item? Seeing none, close the public comment. Bring it back to the dais for direction. We need approval.
There was a member of the public that was about to get up before you closed it.
Do we have a
I don't know.
speaker card for
Did you-
that?
No? Okay.
Council? Need a motion?
I make a motion to approve it. Want me to read the whole thing?
We're going to yeah, why don't you reread that back? City Attorney, can you clarify this, that we're not approving the budget now, we're approving the continuation? Go ahead.
Absolutely, Mayor. So the recommended action for today, the motion, staff's recommendation is to continue the public hearing to, I believe it was July 8th, the meeting of July 8th, and to adopt the Joint Authority Resolution Number 309419 and Resolution Number 22019 and Resolution Number SA 2019-4, authorizing the city manager, executive director to continue making required expenditures to meet current or immediate financial obligations relating to the city's operation until the 2019-20 fiscal year budget is adopted. That resolution will allow the city to continue making payments, although the new fiscal year budget is not adopted yet.
I'll second.
Motion by Viera, second by Ambrose. Call for the question.
Ambrose?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
Kale?
Yes.
Creighton?
Yes.
Motion passes.
City Manager reports, updates. Item number 9, ratifying Public Works Director Employment Agreement. City Manager Waterman.
Mayor and City Council, this is one of the top administrative positions that the state auditor acknowledged that has not been filled in a very long time. Staff went through the recruitment process and in an effort to hire a permanent Public Works Director. The recruitment process was held. I interviewed several candidates. Mr. Vernis Haddix comes to us with 20 years municipal experience in Public Works Department. He shares my vision as well as the council vision to ensure success for the department and develop a team leadership and a succession plan. And my recommendation would be that the City Council ratify the Public Works Employment Agreement with Mr. Haddix.
Open up to the public at this time. Any members of the public like to come forward on this item? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment and bring it back to the dais.
Motion to approve staff's recommendation.
I'll second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Viera.
Raymond?
Yes.
Kale?
Yes.
Ambrose?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Creighton?
Yes, and at this time, we're going to take a 2-minute break to bring him up forward. I want you to say a couple, well, we don't need to take a break, I guess. I'm going to invite you up to the podium and introduce you to City of Atwater.
Good evening, good evening.
Why don't you
Good evening.
You guys want to come down here? So Vernus, welcome to the city of Atwater, and congratulations, City Manager Waterman. Thank you very much. So if you don't mind, say a few words to everybody and let them get to know you. We're going to say a few words here right now, and then afterwards, after the meeting, he's going to stick around, so if you want to talk to him. But this is our new Public Works Director, so take it away.
Thank you. Well, good evening. I look forward to working with all of the community members as well as the city council. I am considered to be a transformational leader. I don't come in with a big stick. We solve problems together. I'm looking forward to meeting with the staff. I've been to the yard a couple of times, and there's a lot down there that needs to be done. But there's willing participants in the yard, and so I'm grateful for that. So I think that the journey will be enjoyable. I believe that people will see a difference in the Public Works Department, and hopefully it will not take long. So thank you very much, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so stick around. You guys can talk to him after the council meeting. Item number 10, authorization, negotiation, and execution of amendment to purchase and sale agreement with Universal Real Estate Development LLC for 550 Commerce Avenue and related loan agreement. City Attorney?
Yes, Mayor. Jose Sanchez, interim city attorney. The item before you, council, is a continuation of the selling of the property at 550 Commerce Avenue. As the council knows, council provided direction for the city manager to pursue negotiations and enter into a purchase and sale agreement for the property. We're very close on closing for the property. It's anticipated that it'll close this week. This resolution before you does a couple things. It will amend the purchase and sale agreement to add the actual closing date of escrow to be on, I believe it's on June 28th or June 29th, or at the city's sole discretion to be extended to July 15th of this year. And I apologize, there is a typo in the staff report. It does mention extension of July 15th, 2019. It's actually 2020. It's actually July 15th, 2019. So the resolution amends the purchase and sale agreement to do a few things. It makes clear on when the closing is on escrow, and it also adds the requirements to add a few other documents that are needed in order to close this deal, such as a promissory note, a deed of trust, a grant deed, and also a loan agreement. The purchase and sale agreement not only sells the property, but there's also a loan. The sale of the property, it was agreed to sell the property for, it was $2,725,000, or is it $2,750,000? $750,000, with $225,000 prior to the close of escrow being deposited into escrow, and 9 months a payment of $1 million, and in 18 months a payment of $1.525 million. The actual loan agreement that's attached for your approval does not change the deal terms. It's the same deal terms as originally approved in the purchase and sale agreement, but it makes it clear in an actual loan agreement. So council, again, this resolution really just finishes up this deal and makes sure that all the documents that are needed are actually present and which would be sent over to the title company.
Okay, at this time I'll open up to public comment. Please come to the podium and state your name. Did you fill out a speaker card on this item? Do we have a speaker card?
No.
Okay, that's okay. Come forward. State your name for the record and come to the podium.
Right here?
Yes, welcome.
Thank you, sir. The reason I'm here is because I want to see if I could request a light.
Is it on this item? We're going to do public comment at the end of all the
Okay.
agenda items, and then you can speak on any topic you want.
Okay.
So is it on this item?
No, not
Okay,
this.
so if you could just bear with us for a little bit longer, I'll make sure I get your attention to come up
And
for,
I could tell you what's going on.
okay, thank you. Any members of the public for this item?
Can you tell us?
Can you
who-
please state your name for the record?
Sorry, Jeannie Knight, 2916 Have Valley Court. Can you tell me who owns the CBD Switch Holdings? Are we allowed to know that?
The actual, and I don't know who the actual owners are. I do know that CDB Switch Holding actually changed their name. It's now, the new entity is Universal, and it's actually, looking for it, it changed their name in Universal Real Estate Development LLC, and that happened through an addendum. And just like other LLCs, it's multiple owners created an LLC. We don't have the actual names of the owners.
Okay, thank you.
Any other members of the public like to come forward at this time? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment, bring it back to the dais for direction.
I'll recommend that we authorize and direct the city manager to negotiate and execute the agreement on 550 Commerce Avenue.
Second.
Motion by Kale, second by Raymond.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Raymond,
Yes.
Kale,
Yes.
Viera,
Yes.
Creighton,
Yes.
motion passes.
And Mayor, if I may, just for the record, that resolution was to, not only for the purchase and sale agreement, but also for the loan agreement and all other documents that are necessary for the sale of property.
Thank you. Sir, public comment is now open, so any members of the public that come forward at this time, do you have any speaker cards first?
I do, but I'm going to read the notice first, and then I'm going to
Okay, thank you.
At this time, any person may comment on any item which is not on the agenda. You may state your name and address for the record, however, it is not required. Action will not be taken on an item that is not on the agenda. If it requires action, it will be referred to staff and/or placed on a future item. Please limit comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. And the first speaker card I have is Lori Johnson, and I have one speaker card.
I am here tonight.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Lori Johnson.
Thank you.
I am here this evening to talk about why we still have protest signs when our water is back on. I am well aware the public is asking. The fact is, our water being turned back on after being denied access to our water for over 4 years was not a grand gesture from the city. This city received the money that we've tried to pay on multiple occasions, but wouldn't take from us. They have been telling the public that our card was denied or that we have never tried to pay. What else could they do to try to make everyone believe them? They had to take a third party's money to show that we didn't try to pay. When we tell people it's not as simple as paying a water bill, we mean this city is doing its best to make us look like liars, and they are taking extreme measures to try to convince everyone that we are. The city has committed so many crimes against us and caused real damage still to this day. You are our elected officials, yet you've never tried to right the wrongs of the city. We have been here standing together through so many city officials, and we will continue to be as long as there are unresolved issues with the city, even if you try to silence us by saying only new business. Positive progress is our new city motto. Before you can move forward, you need to demonstrate what positive progress is. Lead by example. Thank you.
Any other members of the public like to come forward at this time? Thank you.
Okay, thank you again.
Can you state your name again, please?
Gabriel Del Cruz.
Thank you.
I wanted to see if I could request a light pole outside by my house on the street. All the houses on the street have a light post but me. There's been a lot of incidents going around my house. Like, for example, I got my car stolen this morning. Go ahead.
Can you shoot us the address as you keep going?
1057 Fur Avenue.
1057 Fur
Fur Avenue.
Thank you.
And,
The chief's taking notes behind you right now. We're listening.
That's it?
No, you have any more to say? Please keep going.
Yeah, I got more to say. I'm a truck driver, and I go to work around 2, 3, 4 in the morning. and I'm seeing a lot of people. These don't look like homeless, but they're kids with tattoos, and they're hanging out the park day and night. And my car's been broken into. My landscape, my frogs got stolen. You know, who steals frogs? You know, and a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month, 2 months ago, I saw the DA's son got shot. And the streets been going on a lot of stuff. And it's been crazy, and, you know, I wanted to see if maybe more pursuit by that street. You know, I was there, I called 911, and I saw him die. He was trying to tell me who shot him, but he choked in his own blood. You know, the streets dangerous right now, and I want to request light outside my house because I don't feel safe for my family, and maybe something you guys could do for me. I appreciate it.
Okay, if you don't mind, stick around. You can get with the police chief after the meeting, and you can get a little more detail, and he'll follow up on that with you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other members of the public like to come forward at this time?
Hi, my name is Crystal Carrillo. I live on 1001 Mongolia Street. There's been said that there's going to be a halfway home across the street from my house. So I want to know what's the status of that.
Okay. Don't know right here, right now, but we can follow up with you if you don't mind
Okay.
providing Janelle with your contact information.
Okay.
And then we'll have staff reach back out to you and
Okay.
find out what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other members of the public like to come forward at this time?
Rich Miller, 334 Silva Drive here in Atwater, also pastor of Victory Baptist at 1280 Sierra Vista Street. Sort of to springboard off of what the other gentleman was saying, a man in our church recently, he lives in the mobile home park off of Broadway, and he had his vehicle stolen, but he came to church Wednesday night. It was actually last Wednesday, and he came to church and he said, "Pastor, I'm thankful for our law enforcement personnel." He said, "I didn't know that it was stolen in the middle of the night. I got up and I noticed it at 7 in the morning. He said, I had my vehicle back by 10. And so he was very thankful for the job that you all are doing. So thank you, Chief, for that. I just wanted to be the first, if I could, to wish you all happy 4th of July. I know that we won't be meeting again until after the 4th. And so I did want to wish you all happy 4th of July. I also know that we have a motto out front that a number of you helped get put out there, but I'm not sure how many people really know the story behind the motto, "In God We Trust." Back in 1861, at the beginning of the Civil War, there was a Maryland farmer who had written into the Secretary of the Treasury and said, if we believe that we have a deity that is responsible for our country, we believe in a God that has given us the freedoms, the liberties that we enjoy, then we ought to do something about it and recognize him on our currency. And so the Secretary of Treasury liked that idea. He passed it on to the gentleman that was in charge of the mint. And of course, it was the time of the Civil War. And so that sort of got put on the back burner until about 1864. And in 1864, this was the final plea to Congress when it actually got passed. He said, "It is taken from our national hymn, the Star-Spangled Banner, and is a sentiment familiar to every citizen of our country. It has thrilled millions of American free men. The time is propitious. Now in this time of national peril, our strength and salvation must be of God." And while I see God blessing America in some great ways right now, I know that we do have perils that we find ourselves in. We have some divisions in our country. And I hope that this 4th of July, that we can be united in the fact that we have the greatest country on the face of the earth, and that country has been given to us by God. And so I want to encourage you to enjoy this 4th of July, but also take time to reverence the Lord and thank him for it. And I'll just close with this. John Adams on July 3rd of 1776 wrote about the 4th of July to his wife Abigail Adams. I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, Second Amendment believer here, all right, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other from this time forward forevermore.
Thank you very much. Any other members of the public like to come forward this time? The chair of the 4th of July Committee.
Thank you, Jim Price. Hey, thanks, Paul, for the intro. I am, in fact, the new duly elected president of the 4th of July Committee, and so honored to fill the shoes of Mr. Greg McDaniel. And I'm here tonight to absolutely push for everyone to participate this year in our Atwater 4th of July. This is a huge celebration, but it doesn't come without any kind of trepidations about the fact that we do need money. So all of you folks, all you highly paid city council members, any case, if the folks in the community have a little bit of money that they need to find a home for, we're welcoming any and all. The cost of the fireworks are going up next year to us for a 15% increase. So that's going to make it over $30,000 just to go and light the fuse on those. It's a huge undertaking, and I want to take this time to go ahead and thank John Kale for helping out. He's been sitting in on our meetings, and I appreciate the help that John has put forth. I also want to thank Chief Salvador, who has been very accommodating for our street closures and things that are going to be going on, and bringing in some help to augment the security and the safety of the parade route and all the things that are going to be going on out at Castle, and the street closures and traffic out at Castle. This 3rd of July, as you all maybe know, there is going to be a pre-celebration party, and it's going to be out at Ralston Park from 7 to 10 p.m. We're going to have live music provided by Troublesome, a local band here. If you haven't heard them, please come out. They are former members or renamed members for the band Flashback that was out there last year. Brian, you were out there and heard them. They're really a talented group of local musicians. We're going to have the Margaritaville set up out there, so if you want to grab a margarita with vodka that is being provided by Corbin West, the sweet potato vodka.
Corbin Cash.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Any case, those guys really make a killer margarita, and I'm a beer guy, but I'll tell you what, this is good stuff. So come on out and check that out. And if you don't go in for that, get a draft beer or a soft drink and enjoy the music from 7 to 10. In addition to the Run for Independence at 7 a.m. On the 4th, we have the parade, of course, from 9 a.m. On until it finishes, followed by all the vendors and everybody over at Ralston Park. And the evening entertainment out at Castle with Tony and the Tough Times. Can I catch?
You can finish.
Thanks.
That was
Tony,
your clock, Mayor.
Tony and the Tough Times are going to open the show out at Castle, and followed by Kay Bowler, a real dynamic performer from out of the Bay Area. They're going to perform, and the show winds up at 9:30, after which the fireworks will commence. So,
how much a car?
$10 for a carload.
And
not
individual, how much for individuals and cars? The
individual walks in? The individuals, I believe we're going to be just charging like $1 to, for a walkthrough. But the thing of it is that for $10 for a full car, I mean, I've seen people pack that thing like a clown car out of the circus. I mean, there's a lot of people that can get in a car. And
Right.
It's the best deal that you're going to get anywhere for $10 for the entertainment and everything that you're going to see that night, along with the vendors that'll be out there providing food and what have you out there at Castle. So please, 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 if you have some extra money, please, we are desperately in need of cash. It takes an enormous amount of money to put on this event, and one way or another, we're going to get it off, and we're going to have a great event this year. So, any questions or comments from the council?
You know, I like to say thank you for the committee for doing this, and they, trust me, these guys work really hard, and we're like one of the only cities in this area that actually has a 4th of July event. And Pastor, we need to celebrate it, and celebrate it loudly, maybe not with guns, but at least the fireworks are going off, that's great. And like Mayor Price said, the fireworks are costing them more and more every year, and we got to start doing something to help these guys out.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for all your participation in helping this event. Thanks.
City council matters. Oh, Richard, I didn't see you get up. Richard, come on up.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. I guess the ex-mayor, he gets the extra time, to speak.
The 4th of July committee, we were promoting the city.
So he's still running things, and pretty much, sort of. Anyway, I want to say welcome to the new Public Works Director. I think he'll do a good job. The last one, Brian Shaw, he was dirty, crooked, and everybody knows it. And I don't know if is he still, I just had a question, is he still working for the city, Brian Shaw, or is he let go, fired, what? Can anybody answer that for me? No? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public? Seeing the chief?
Good evening, Mike Salvador, your police chief. This is a big weekend in Atwater. A couple of SIG alerts, traffic matters, just to make sure you don't get caught up. Saturday, on the 29th, is the Mulrooney's auction out at Clark's. And if you want to come buy stuff that used to be city equipment, it will be there. It's our first annual auction. We did some house cleaning. I'm going to be back in July with some thank yous and some recognition certificates for the people that worked really hard at this auction, city employees that gave up their time and out of class and did a phenomenal job. And then Sunday, if you're in town, between 10 and noon, APC's having their festa this weekend. So we have, yeah, I know you guys do. I had to bring in guys like Mike to keep you guys under control. But we will have that parade that will go through downtown and on Winton Way. Could cause some traffic issues. That parade starts at 8:30, runs outbound through downtown out to Winton Way to the church, and then back after the Mass on Juniper, back to 3rd Street and back down. So just be aware Sunday morning. And with that, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Mayor's Committee reassignments, City Council matters. Recommendation to ratify the Mayor's Committee reassignment of one representative for the Merced County Association of Governments. So previously, I was going to assign Mr. Kale onto that. And then there was some housekeeping we had to do, so we're going to forego that at this time and remain with the same 2 committee members. So we just wanted to officially make sure we keep that on track so that we don't miss an opportunity and get to work with our supervisor. McDaniel will be the chair. I'll be the vice chair for Merced County Association of Governments. And there's some rules you have to be on the body for at least a year. So, council, any comments? Any members of the public? See none, we'll close the public comment and look for council direction here.
Motion to approve the item is presented.
Second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Ambrose.
Raymond,
Yes.
Kale,
Yes.
Viera,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Creighton,
Yes.
motion passes.
City council comments. Raymond?
First, I just want to welcome our new Public Works Director. We're excited, looking forward to having you, get you on the ground running, and looking forward to some good things. Secondly, I want to thank Pastor Miller. He's here each and every meeting, or representatives, people. He told me about 6 months ago that things were going to change and that they were going to be involved, and you've lived up to it every step of the way. You're there when we need you. Whenever we call, you're here. And your sunny disposition and optimism brings so much to City Hall. And we appreciate the time and effort you and the church are putting into the community. Also want to just echo your sentiments on the 4th of July. Great day to celebrate and remember those that pledge their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honors so that we can enjoy the liberties that we have today. So have a safe and fun 4th of July. That's all I have, Mayor.
Cale?
If summer had one defining scent, it would have to be the smell of barbecue. I love that. So I want to say congratulations to the, let me make sure I get this right, the Historical Downtown Committee. They had a car show this weekend, and it was a very successful event. I got up on Saturday morning, did some stuff around the house, and I said, yeah, I'll go over there. And I looked and I went, man, there was a lot of cars. Over 90 cars from what I understand.
150.
150 cars. It was amazing, the number of cars they had down there, and the vendors, and congratulations to that committee. Our new Public Works Director, we're really looking for good things from you, and congratulations and welcome to the team. And then last, I'd like to welcome to the world a small little boy by the name of Eric Jackson Faust, my newest grandson. And I want to welcome him to the city of Atwater, dude.
Viera?
Yes, I just want to wish everyone a happy and safe 4th of July. Remind everyone that the illegal fireworks are illegal and to keep it safe and sane. I want to talk just a second about something that was mentioned earlier about positive progress. And at some point, you have to stop looking behind and look to the future, and I think that's where we're going. A lot of the council up here might be sick of me because I have this vision of parks, and we've kind of found some money that we're going to be spending and fixing some things in the parks in the city, or at least I'm trying to push forward for that, so you'll hear all about it at budget time. But when you make a decision to make the positive progress and you push forward and you do the best that you can and you do it with good intentions, then we do sometimes have to stop looking back at something that is no longer in our control. John and Dan, some of the guys up here that are relatively new, certainly can't blame them for anything. And then some of us are even a little older but newer than that. I mean, how far back are we going to go? I think the city is in such a great place right now. We're pushing forward, slowly climbing out of that hole of debt, and a lot of positive things happening in our city. And we see it. I see people downtown or at different events we go to. The feeling of positivity is starting to spread, and I've said this, positivity breeds positivity. So I think if we all just keep pushing forward with a grateful heart and a good attitude, it is starting to spread, and soon Atwater will be restored to the jewel that it once was, and soon to be again. And then on a personal note, congratulations to John for your new grandson. And then I'm going to give my middle son, youngest officer, Kelsey Chow, congratulations. He was sworn in a couple months ago to the City of Ceres Police Department. He just passed his FTO probationary period, so that gives me 4 sworn, and I wish him safety and happiness in his adventures, and congratulations, Cal. I'm very proud of you, son.
Thank you. Ambrose?
Well, first, I would also like to welcome our new Public Works Director. Welcome aboard. Positive progress, man. That's so District 3 this past week. From a ribbon cutting on Wednesday to the car show Saturday morning, to movie at the park on Saturday evening. I've heard nothing but good reviews about everything. I did attend all 3 events. Car show, wow. I did not believe that we would have that many people. And at 9 o'clock when I got there, it was packed. We left and came back a little bit after 10 o'clock, and it was even busier. So that was a wonderful experience there. Hopefully, I can't wait till next year. Hopefully it'll be a little bit bigger and.
It will.
Yeah. Back to movie in the park, it was a wonderful event. My daughter can't wait until the next one, so put it in your calendars, July 27th, it's the same park, Roslyn Park.
What's the movie?
That's going to be the movie Wonder. For those keeping the tabs on why I left early last meeting, my daughter was in the World Series. Unfortunately, her team did not win, but they very good team spirit. They kept their heads up. Were very excited when they got their trophies for second place. So if the coach is watching, congratulations. The Sun Devils are an awesome team. Enjoy your 4th of July holiday. Be safe out there. There will be kids on the street. It's going to be dark. They want to enjoy the fireworks. Just kind of keep it a little slow on the road. That's it.
Thank you. I got a few things. I'll go really quick. 4th of July parade. Don't miss that. The car show was great. The parade's going to be just as great. Get there early. The parade starts at 9 a.m. sharp. So we're going to go down Witten Way, and then up Broadway, and then down 3rd. Number one is number 1. So I think I'm number 3. So looking to see everybody out there. We're going to probably have, I think last year's attendance were over the 30,000 range. We're thinking maybe in the 50,000 range this year, since we're holding it on the day of the 4th of July, and we have fireworks. Livingston did change.
Yes, they are also on the 4th of July. We will have 2 fireworks shows within 6 miles of each other.
Okay, they wanted a piece of the action. We had it all to ourselves, but we should have been a little more stealth. We're still the greatest show in town. So the car show will take you down to Rawson Park. We have a lot of vendors down there. It's going to be an awesome event. There'll be a Rotary booth down there doing their ribs and beer, and then you got the Portuguese Hall with some of the best food in town down there. And then any cuisine you can dream of, you could just plan on. Don't eat the night before and show up and eat your way down 3rd Street. So that's going to be awesome. Like they said, there'll be a great fireworks show and other stuff going on, but the parade is our number 1 big event, so be there early, get a good seat. Chief mentioned there's going to be a auction out at G.R. Clark's place on Commerce Drive next to Walmart. It's a huge auction. The city is cleaning house, getting rid of stuff from 50 years ago, just old stuff. So if you're into man cave stuff or she shed stuff, there's really cool old antique street lights and just stuff that should have been scrapped that's pretty cool. So there's guys out there picking and looking around, so it's going to be a big event. So if nothing else, go out there, get a taco, walk around, and see what's going on with that big auction. The Public Works Director, I got to tell you guys a little bit more about him, and then you guys can talk. He's working on finishing his PhD. So hopefully while he's here, his PhD is in organizational structure, correct? Leadership and organizational structure. So hopefully we can all learn some stuff from you, and you can help us all get on the right course. We're really excited about that, and your tools in your toolbox are pretty awesome. We need those. The Historical Downtown Association, as the council said, phenomenal turnout. When I showed up just a little after 9, I had to park way down by the feed store, and it was overwhelming. And the card clubs that were there, those guys were all local guys. So the restaurants were full. The gas stations were selling gas. They had opened up all the shops on Main Street or Broadway, and it was a boon for the city. And it was just go back 30 years, it was Atwater when the base was open. That's the kind of feel we had. It was great. So hats off to John Cardenas, Julio Sandoval, and every other person that had a connection with that, from the rigatoni dinner to this. Phenomenal, great job. And also, the Public Works guys were out there today. The city manager and Public Works directors got them cleaning up downtown Atwater for the parade. So you look at, you see any weeds, report those, or potholes, please call those in. We are going to get our potholes fixed in this town. And welcome our firefighters. Great job. People are coming to Atwater to learn skills. We're training people, and they're going to benefit us by being here, so that's awesome. And John, congratulations on being a granddad. Thank you. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy Atwater, shop Atwater, and come live in Atwater. Have a good night. Yeah, motion to adjourn. Second. We just adjourn it. Yeah, all right. We just usually adjourn it. Yeah.
No requirement.
Yeah.
So do I ask this